We are going to begin tonight. Olam Chesed, when we were at the URJ meeting last week, I think the theme was really, what does it mean to build an Olam? What does it mean to build a world on kindness? That's what this song is. Olam Chesed Yibana.
Chesed Yibanim, Yadai, Yadai, Olam Chesed Yibanim, Yadai, I will build this world from love, Yadai. This world from love, and if we build this world from love, then God will build this world from love.
Continue now with lighting candles, page 2, and Nancy Rosenthal will do us the honors.
My drum is unfortunately at home this week. I came straight from the airport, so it's going to be a little more subdued service. We'll bang on. Feel free to bang on the chairs or the music stands.
You can bang. I'm sure we can find something for you to bang on. It doesn't matter. This one we're still doing as long as there are hostages not at home. I guess that would be not hostages. It's not a trainer. Can I help you? You may.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzitzonu.
Amen. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
On page 16, the top of the page, from Psalm 98 is Zamru Ladonai B'chinor.
Zamru Ladonai B'chinor, B'chinor B'chol Zimra, B'chatzotzrot Yosel Tefar, Hari Lefnei HaMelech Adonai, Hiram Hayam Umlo, Tevel Ve'yoshveiva, Neharod Imcha Uchav Yachad Harim Yeranenu Lifnei Adonai Kiva Yishpot Haaretz Yishpot Tevel B'tzedek Ve'amim B'mesharim Yiram Hayam Umlo Tevel Ve'yoshveiva Neharod Imcha Uchav Yachad Harim Yeranenu.
On page 19 at the bottom of the page, the end of the Hebrew. Adonai Oz Remo Yitain.
Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitin, Adonai Yevarech et Amo. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitin, Adonai Yevarech et Amo. Shalom. Shalom. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitin, Adonai Yevarech et Amo. Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitin, Adonai Yevarech et Amo. Shalom. Shalom.
Continue on page 24, welcoming in the Shabbat messengers of peace.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, V'melech, Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, V'melech, Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, V'melech, Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Elyon, V'melech, Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Turn back a couple pages to Lachadodi, page 20, welcoming in the Shabbat presence.
Lecha dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, השם מול תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודים לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודים לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודים לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please take a moment to wish one another Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. How are you? Did you go away too?
I didn't go.
Oh, it's.
Shabbat Shalom, how are you? Good to see you. I'm moving on to you. Okay, good. Nice to meet you again. Hopefully, well, things are good. We'll try to look at the light side. You have a place up here? It's better to actually have it's real. I've been up there. I used to go through my whole you go out and look at hotels, cancel it. It's like, okay, well, it's not. Good to see you.
Page 26, Chetzi Kaddish. Please rise as you're able for Baruch, page 28. Turn the page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chochma poteach she'arim uvitvuna mishana itim machalif et hazmanim u'misader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem b'rakia kirtzono b'rayom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המריב הרבים.
Turn the page. So just as in that last prayer, Cantor Glaser chanted the Chatima, that's that last blessing that comes at the end. That's going to happen this time too. So I'm going to ask you to read with me, but we're stopping when we say your Torah forever. And then Cantor Glaser will continue. So please join me. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We rejoice in your Torah forever.
כי הם חיינו והורך ימינו, והם נהגי יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
You may be seated. We continue on page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
Michamocha is on page 40. I'm looking at the reading that is right opposite it. And it's aspirational, thinking about a time when a land will be quiet and all the soldiers will be home and the world will be redeemed, and that is certainly aspirational. We sing it we say that when we're singing Micha Mocha, which is about our redemption in the past, looking forward to a time when all are redeemed. So let's say that together on page 41. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Mocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot osef elem, nora tehilot osef elem. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה לי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
On page 43, the top of the page, we read together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
We turn to page 253 for Misha Berach. This is an opportunity to, in the first paragraph, to focus on what it is that we might need right now to make our lives a blessing, to lift us up a little bit closer to where we might want to be. And then we'll share the names of the members of our community, our family, our friends who are in need of healing. And then we'll go to that second paragraph and ask for renewal of body and renewal of spirit.
Erach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
This evening we hold in our hearts for healing of body and spirit Marianne Aronson, Julie Arnheim, Peggy Boone, Alex Botkin, Rich Breen, Hinda Sarabat Khana Pearl, Jerry Chesson, Sarabat Khana, Arnold Davis, Barbara Davis, Joanne Mandel DeWitt, Melissa Fisher, Amanda Goldstein, Michelle Gray Schaefer, Daniel Harrison, Kate Can, Naum Kaplan, Al Camper, Audrey Lazar, Tony Linder, Sally Littman, Tim Littman, Susan Lothar, Laura Marshak, Agnes McCulley, Hal Mendlowitz, Yermatia Shulamit, Bat Miriam von Baruch, Beatrice Jean Morrison, Roberta Needleman, Ellen Newberg, Marcia Netzer, Stefan Patterson, Lev Podorovsky, Larry Rosen, Susan Rosen, Charles Rosenblum, Oliver Scheibel, Steve Schimmel, Benjamin F. Siegel, Myron Sherman, Toby Shimkin, Bill Stein, David Wallach, Jonathan Wind, Kayla Wright, Beverly Zisla.
Terry. Marion Marker.
Penny Schwartz. Claudia Stewart.
We continue with the second paragraph of Misha Berach.
Mishe Berach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We switch our gears a little bit, turn back to page 44, and join together in Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We turn now to the tefillah. We will do the opening intention together on page 46, and then we'll continue with our own tefillah. So you can focus on the traditional blessings on the right side of the page, or so the more poetic interpretations on the left, or follow the direction of your own heart. But we'll begin together. Please rise, page 46.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. יהיו לרצון אמרי פיהם, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Vegoali, Vegoaliu leratzon imrefi, Vehyo libi lefanecha, Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Vegoali, Vegoali.
Visiting his grandmother in the later years of her life. He writes, "You're Zachary, right?" Grandma asked. "What do you do?" "I'm a rabbi," he answered. "What do rabbis do?" I thought for a moment. "We teach, Grandma." 30 seconds later. "I forget," Grandma continued. "What do you do?" "I'm a rabbi." "What do rabbis do?" I reconsidered my first response. "We help people through life moments, Grandma." 30 seconds later. "Tell me," Grandma continued, "what do you do?" "I'm a rabbi." "What do rabbis do?" I struggled to help her better understand. "We visit people who are in need." Our colleague, Rabbi Zach Shapiro, continues. This was how the conversations were with Grandma in the sunset years of her life. Her mind was failing, but she still yearned for connections. Grandma would ask the same questions over and over, and each time I answered in a different way, as though Grandma would hear it a different way and eventually understand. He concludes by saying, "But then it dawned on me. Grandma never needed to hear it differently. I needed to hear it differently." I think that Rabbi Shapiro realized that the evolution of his answer was not for his grandmother. He was not really trying to explain to her what he did as a rabbi. He was, however, trying to understand it himself. Hearing it differently provided clarity. I share this story because this week's Torah portion by Yigash is a story of self-discovery, of hearing things differently. The word Vayigash means to draw near, to approach, or even to approach oneself. Our commentators define this nearness as not only physical proximity, but as emotional closeness as well. In this week's passage, both Joseph and Judah approach themselves and come away changed, each having undergone a transformation that gave each one of them a new understanding of themselves and each other. In essence, they heard things differently. A little context to catch us up if we or you have not been so closely following the storyline from these past few weeks. We are nearing the end of the Joseph saga, finding ourselves once again in Pharaoh's court. There, Joseph's brothers stand before him, unaware that the man from whom they are now pleading for food is none other than the brother they once sold into slavery. And Joseph, he does recognize his brothers as they kneel before him, but he does not know who they have become. He does not know if and how they might have have changed. Picture the scene. Joseph, in his role as Pharaoh's number 2 man, asks that Benjamin be left behind as collateral while the brothers return to fetch their ailing father. Unexpectedly to Joseph, one of his brothers, Judah, steps forward and begs to be held prisoner in Benjamin's place. He explains the situation that Joseph knows too well. He appeals to him by sharing the story of a father whose very life is wrapped up in that of his favorite son and will be distraught at the uncertainty of his well-being. And at this point, he is talking about Jacob, but Joseph is no longer the one who he would grieve. It would indeed be Benjamin. Judah's words show just how much he has changed as a brother and as a son. He says, "Now if I come to your servant, my father Jacob, and Benjamin is not with us, since his own life is so bound up with his, when he sees that the boy is not with us, he will die. Now your servant has pledged himself for the boy to my father, saying, if I do not bring him back to you, I shall stand guilty before my father forever. Therefore, please let your servant remain as a slave to my lord, to Joseph, instead of the boy, and let Benjamin go back with his brothers. For how can I," this is Judah, "go back to my father unless the boy is with me? Let me not be witness to the woe that would overtake my father." Judah is no longer the jealous brother, determined to rid himself of the favored younger brother. He has transformed into a wise leader of his brothers, one who recognizes favoritism but no longer feels compelled to lash out as a result. He knows that Jacob still has a favorite son, and it's not him, it's Benjamin. But now, because he thinks Joseph is dead, but Judah has accepted the fact that he is not the favorite son, and this allows him to appeal on Benjamin's behalf with compassion. Instead of feeling angry that his father favors one of his brothers over himself, he pleads on his behalf. And Joseph, how does he fit in here? The commentators tell us that as he listens to the words of Judah's heartfelt appeal, Joseph realizes the enormity of what he is asking. He is about to do exactly what his brothers did to his father and to himself so many years ago. By keeping Benjamin behind, he too would be separating father and beloved son, causing the same sort of heartbreak and grief. This, the commentators tell us, is Joseph's moment of transformation. Vayigash. Joseph approaches himself and obtains clarity about the situation and his wicked motives. At this moment in this story, it becomes clear that he has changed from an angry man seeking revenge into a brother capable of granting forgiveness. The story continues with Joseph standing in front of his brothers, and he can no longer keep up the charade of not knowing who they are. He sends the attendants out of the room and bursts into tears as he identifies himself as their brother. He speaks words of forgiveness and encouragement, inviting the family to seek refuge in Egypt during the famine. Now, as you can imagine, his brothers are stunned. This has just been revealed to them, and they don't know whether to think it's a trick or for real. When they look at Joseph, they see a high-ranking man of Pharaoh's court, not the long-lost brother. In fact, he bears no resemblance to the brother he claims to be. But as Joseph embraces each one, they see him differently, accepting him at last. This week's Torah portion is one of my favorites. I don't really like that question when people ask me which is my favorite Torah portion, right? They're all good. They all have some little gem in them that makes them special and unique. But this one reconciliation, and ultimately transformation. We follow Joseph on his journey as he grows up from a thoughtless, overconfident teen, boy, we don't know any of those, do we? Anyone know any of those? To a wise and thoughtful man who knows how to prepare for a famine and forgive his brothers for past wrongdoing. It is the end of his story for now, and what I love is that it's a story full of potential. When he reconciles with his brothers, it seems that anything is possible. And we know that Joseph's story will continue off-screen. We won't be privy to the details, but we know that he and our people will continue to thrive. And without it, who knows what our history might have been? We can only guess. Joseph's journey tells us much about our own. No matter how well planned it is, something always goes differently than expected. We may start in one place and end up in a completely different one. We may look back on certain events and wonder what was their meaning or why they happened as they did. Each stage of our journey changes us. Sometimes we are given insight and awareness as to how we have grown. And other times, it is only when we see ourselves reflected in the thoughts, actions, and viewpoints of others can we tell that we are no longer who we once were. Vayigash is a reminder to approach ourselves, to be reflective, to be introspective, to think about the effects our actions have on others and on ourselves. May our self-discovery lead us to transformation. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Yesher Koach. Come on. Continue now with Aleinu. We'll turn to page 282 and rise, please.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Kaddish is on page 294. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. Joni Berkman Ostro and Beverly Mermelstein died. Her funeral has not yet to happen, but we'll mention her name tonight as well. Those within the last 30 days, Janet Dale, and then those whose yahrzeit we observe on this Shabbat, Stuart A. Arnheim, Israel Bragg, Norma Bromberger, Jacob Cantor, Joan Coulter-Wolfson, Ruth Furliger, Loretta Freiberg, Gary Gold, Samuel M. Goldberg, Henry Goldstein, Evelyn Greenberg, Josiah D. Lazar, Adolfo Lichichowski, Max Marcus, Esther Marcus, Barbara Ann Markle, Carl F. Myers, Irving Mitchell, Genevieve Malloy, Zola Munter, David Oppenheim, Catherine Palm, Jack Leon Paradise, Marla Joyce Perlman, Louis N. Provano, Donald G. Schimmel, Shirley Schimmel, Violet Schlesinger, Eugene M. Strauss, Ralph Swartz, Herbert Stanley Weisfield, and Florence Wise. Are there any other names for Kaddish tonight? Zichronam livracha, may all their memories be for blessing. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, b'alma divrachu te, b'amlik ma'achute, b'chayachon v'yomechon, b'chayei decho beit Yisrael, b'gala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach, l'olam omei almaya, yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitzpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasai, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shmei dekudashah b'rechu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tishvachata v'nechamata, damiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, v'yas shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. I do not have any announcements, other than to tell you that we'll be back here next week.
And tomorrow.
And tomorrow. And next Saturday. So we're here all the time. But the building will be closed on the 25th and the 26th and the 31st and the 1st. Oh, I don't have any other announcements. Do you have any announcements?
I don't think so.
Does anyone have anything? Okay. So we're going to close tonight with Kiddush and Motzi and Od Yavo, which is on page 353.
Mm-hmm.
Page 353. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר לציאת מצרים. כי באנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. אמן. חיים.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Page 353.
Before we start, we've been doing a lot of body percussion this week, big on body percussion. So if you feel like clapping along, making some more rhythms since we don't have the drum here, feel free. Have some snaps or some claps, whatever's going. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu, Od yavo shalom aleinu.